players leading from the front. Years of age, quite dangerous indeed. And the 5 cap Takar Maher Kanzari, head coach of the second in Group D, to continue their positions along with their leaders Stad and Maher Kanzari. Played for Esperance as a player between 97 and 2000, also Stade Tunisien. Some Takara getting ready for this. But Simba need to the right results here. The match commissioner, Luxolo Badi, gets this game. She's African Champions League. And Tunis is the 4-time winners of this competition. Condition that is growing in its status. The captain uses goalkeeper Bashir Said. Also a Tunisian international with 21 matches played. Simba. Opportunity for a shot there, just on the outside. Give it a go. Yansas. Porto Alegre. Played for Curitiba, but also Vasco da Gama, one of the big teams in Brazil. They're coming from Anush, the Nigerian. Out in the midfield, former Nasarawa United player. It's a decent ball on the ground. The control just letting him down. Libasque. Anush unable to thread it through. Cut out. But Kante. That's a great ball out to the right-hand side. Here's Gay once again. The Senegalese connection. There's the ball lofted over at the far post. No one there to coast in and try and get on the end of that. So for Kaguma, it's a bright start for Steve Barker's team. Simba runners-up in the Confederations Cup, the CAF Confederations Cup last season, losing to RS Berkane. It was 3-1 the final aggregate scoreline after a 2-0 loss in northern Morocco, followed by that 1-1 draw in Zanzibar. Kagoma, nice pass over to the left-hand side. Needs a little bit of extra support, but the size to go back. Again, just comfortable passing the ball around. They want to build this Simba team, and of course that's what they would like to do coming into this African Champions League competition. Got to build different level of competition, of course, than the Confederation Cup. There's a calm and collected header there from Ben Hamida back to his goalkeeper Bashir Said. Threaded ball into the middle to Takar. And sent up towards Diakite, and a little infringement there from Nangu. Wilson Nangu. Is the shirt pull on Diakite. A free kick. And taken short there. Takar, nice little attempt to get the crossover. Didn't really pack much punch. There's the ball delivered into the penalty box. It's excellently lofted into the middle there by Ben Hamida. Work down on the ground. Looked right in towards the penalty box. There you go. Get himself past his past the rook, could he? Hamza Jalassi left a little bit frustrated, raising his hands and just clambering and bringing him down. There's Onushu, gets clobbered there. Will be a free kick. Just see the size of the Nigerian former under-20s player, but Ogbilo Onush, 22 years of age. He's got that kind of Alex Iwobi stature. That's a nice ball, that's nicely done. And a chance to get the ball driven across there. Decent header coming from Nangu. And Simba tried to launch a quick counter. That's come off the hand, it's going to be a free kick. Ibrahim Keita, born in Bamako, Mali, but plays for Mauritania. Played 30 matches for the Mauritaboons and a former Tipi Mazembe player. Diarra in a little bit of trouble there with his hands. The Burkinabe. Throwing for Esperance. Onuche. Oh, it's gone back. You've got to be a bit careful here. Diarra putting a lot of pressure on them. And finally picks up Daruk going through the middle. They will chase everything. Got to be careful. Ball sent far over to the other side. Maher Kanzara, you can see that he's giving instructions and vocally making sure that the message goes across to his players. Nicely turned there by Chama of Zambia. Plenty of movement off the ball for Simba. I like the way that they're just trying to pull their markers away. That was just not close enough to feet. And a great chance to launch an attack. Here's danger here with Diarra going left, trying to get past Daruk. And holds it up. He's got an overlap if he needs it. Keeps it to himself. Oh, that's a great little touch there from Daruk. But excellently worked there with Diarra getting hold of the possession once again. And a chance to try and deliver. Goes over the top and into the hands of Kasali. We're just running into a little bit of trouble with Hussam Takar, but thankfully they get the ball back. But there's they're down, and it's Diarra once again. He's holding his wrist there. He is in quite a lot of pain. Just received some treatment the Burkina Bay, and now he's again in some trouble here. Just 19 years of age, signed for Esperance in July last year. And that's not looking good. Wondering if there will be an early substitution. Back up on his feet, as you can see, just in the middle. He's got that strapping around his wrist. Work by Gay. Senegal under 23s player. Born in Guineo. Ben Hamida, 10 minutes in. Gelassi. Doing really well. Bit of space here, an opportunity just opening up. Little pass over to the left-hand side. No, it doesn't happen. A nice little 1-2. Can he get there first? Well, the answer to that is no. That's a great challenge coming from Nixon Kibabage. And the former Tibois Sugar player just getting in there first. Good work from Gay as well. The Senegalese player goes down. And it will be a free kick in a very good position here for Simba. And the Reds of Simbazi will be looking to try and exploit this. There you go, that's the challenge that came in. It's a little bit late from Leifi. Now watch out, you've got the Cape Town centre-back, Rushin Duruk coming up. There he is. Good with the head. He'll be trying to break loose from the tight marking from Esperance. Tanzanian international, of course, Kibu Prosper will be keen to get another goal. Whipped into the penalty box, there's a chance, but it's headed away by Ben Hamida. Kagoma gets the ball back, option on to down the right side. Nicely lofted over to that left-hand side. To pick up Nangu. Oh, that was an attempt to try and flick that ball through from Anicet Ora. Why not? That's a decent ball. That's really good from Anoush. Gets the ball down. A great opportunity here to try and get the shot in. Oh, brilliant goalkeeping from Kasali. And just denying Diarra. He opened it up. He was going to side foot it into the corner as soon as the goalkeeper had committed, but Mamadou Kasali just covering his ground. Jan Sass down that right side. Simba back in possession. It's just been cut out. And Esperance need to be a little bit tighter in the midfield. It's Taka gets knocked off the ball by Alassane Kante of Senegal. Former CAB Zidane, played in Tunisia, of course, in the Premier League in Tunisia. Being signed from US Goya in Dakar. Nicely done, Simba. There's the shot coming in. It's gone wide, but the idea was good. Just cutting inside. Give yourself that extra yard and catch your defender flat-footed so that you can unleash a shot like that. But the Ivorian and his set Aura unable to really test Ben Said. Straight through the middle. And another good ball there to Diarra. Good cut out, dealt with. Good communication at the back with Daruk taking over. Former Mamelodi Sundowns player, of course, originally from Cape Town. Maritzburg as well was one of his teams. Did spend a bit of time in Israel as well. And 7 caps playing for Bafana. Oh, lovely through ball. This is what it's all about. It's been picked up by Kibabage. Oh, great defensive work. Absolutely top quality there. Oosh. Firm challenge. Free kick for Esperance. It's good work from Keita. Steve Barker, nephew of Clyde Barker, the coach that led Bafana to the 1996 AFCON title. Got some coaching DNA, very much embedded in the family. And great things with Stellenbosch, of course, bringing them up from second tier into the Premiership, and very competitive, of course, at the top of the table, and of course getting them not just into the Confederations Cup, but also now into the Champions League. High ball lofted over the top. That's going to go out to play, and it's going to be a goal kick. No contact at all with the defender. And they're making the decision to leave after 9 years at Stellenbosch from the Winelands club, of course, and well, it's not been easy in this competition. Simba down in 6th position in the Premier League in Tanzania. 6 points behind Young Africans, another team who are actually battling it out in this competition, of course. And doing pretty well, 3rd in Group B. Step up has been complicated. No points here in 3 games played, and they haven't scored a goal. They get a goal, turn things around. Nicely done. Great work down the left side. There's the ball that's been tried to pass back, but it's Selassie just gets in the way. And finally, Sass unable to get control of that in the midfield. Goes out for a throw-in. Decent through ball. Good work from Prosper. Prosper looking to try and pick it up, but is Lebis Gay Gets the ball back to Kante. Kante trying to thread the ball through, has been cut out. You can see that Houssem Takari's a busy body in the midfield. Former US Monastir player. Comes back to Kapombe, using Kante. Not the ideal pass back, but under a little bit of pressure from Houssem Takar. It's the high ball over the top. Well followed, well dealt with at the back there by Sass. To work. Kante, good run, very nice run indeed. First chance ball that comes across. Well, that was nearly fired past his own goalkeeper. Could see that it was cleared very swiftly, but excellent ball there down the right-hand side. That's what you want to see. And I love the running decision there to Kabombe. Just flew down that right side, and they just ripped open the defence. First time cross as well. Libasque will try and match that phase of play with a good delivery from the corner. Nangu's come up, there's the delivery, far post, and it was Prosper who was on Ben Said. And the goalkeeper carrying it away for another corner on the other side this time. Things have been shaken up. A lot of beehive activity taking place in the Esperance goal as they go and search their first goal in this group campaign. Esperance Chama of Zambia with that right foot brings it around. It's been met by Gelasi. There's the header. It's not a bad one, but keeper Barguet's effort going high. So what do they learn from that? This is going to be an interesting moment here, just to understand that they really have to move those quick running lines are going to cause problems for Esperance. Split the defence, but get those wing backs to race down into the corner, latch onto that, get the quick balls across. It just forces the defenders to turn and reacts. And it's got to be instinctive, of course, but it was a nice phase of play to startle the blood and gold of the Tunisian Giants. Sakni, one of the quality players on the bench for Esperance. Get the chance to see a little bit later on. Two minutes in, midway through the first half. Simba 0, Esperance to Tunis now. And of course, he'll come up against Stade Malien next. In the next round, next weekend. Wonderful work here from Esperance, picking the ball up in the midfield and moving forward. Just running out of space there. Then Hamida was a little bit of a shoulder charge there, just coming through the middle from Chama. From Kagoma, sorry. Konate getting knocked off his feet. Play from the Côte d'Ivoire. Bradam Konate. Still missing Amin Tugai and Mohamed bin Ali Yassin Meria. Unavailable for the game that they played last weekend as well. A 1-0 win for Esperance, of course. Played in Tunisia. Gilassi. And Sast, long ball forward. It's a very blatant free kick. Foul. Can't complain about that. Nangu, former JKT Tanzania FC player and TMA SARS as well. Signed up for Simba back in September last year. No international caps, but had played for the under-20s Tanzanian team. Nangu. Uche. Good work from Simba to get ball back as Gay is cutting inside, using chance for a shot. And there's the battle. Gay coming right across to the left-hand side, but excellent work there. Nearly had a shot on goal. Just to see Ben Said tested from distance. Good work from Rushin Duruk. Back to Kante. Ooh. Spooked by Diakite, who was coming his way. My ball over the top is a little bit too strong, easily collected by Ben Said. Sense of urgency for Esperance, I get the impression, and you can see that Simba are just stepping it up a little bit more pressure. Kagoma. Kapombe to his right, decides to go over to the left-hand side. Nangu up to Kipabage. A young Africans player. Of course, big rivals here in Tanzania. You get a chance to come to this fabulous country, get a chance to watch these the two teams. They're trying to unleash a long-range shot there from distance. Gate. Not happening. Tiara. Konate. And comfortably back to Ben Hamida. Bonucci. 8 nationalities just in the starting 11 for Esperance, which is fantastic. It just goes to tell you that football in Africa is played by absolutely everybody, and everybody loves it, and the quality is excellent. Libaske down on the ground, the 22-year-old Senegalese winger. A little bit of contact to the ankle. A cooling break because of the temperature. Good opportunity for the coaches to feed some information to their players, make those little adjustments. Also get a breather before they go back out for the final 15 minutes. The temperatures are over 30 degrees. It's got a very very loud and animated group of travelling supporters whenever they go on the road, Esperance. Kanzari got some great players on the bench. Big question is, will he want to bring them on at one point? Likes of Shahab Jabali, Mohamed Draguer, all internationals for Tunisia, of course, and Youssef Sakni, the forward. Hamza Rafia, Ashraf Jabri, Mamish, the cover goalkeeper, of course, for Ben Said. Duruk. Over to that left-hand side he goes again, and Asadora has been looking dangerous over on that far side. Finding a little bit of space, but they know that they've sussed out his how dangerous he is. It's nicely picked up in the midfield with Gay. Gay coming across from that right side and playing more of a midfield position now. That's a good overlap as well, the chance to get the ball over. And it's just been blocked, but excellent work this time coming from Kibabake. Another corner. Third corner for Simba in this first half. 33 minutes in. Big boys coming up now to try and find that elusive goal that they've not managed to score. 300 minutes now that they haven't managed to find the back of the net. Will they find their goal and trigger celebrations here at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium? He's on a bit of a wander here. Gay, gets rid of his man. That's nicely done. Goes into the penalty box, onto the edge anyway. There's the lofted ball coming over. It's dealt with by Ben Hamida. And a chance for him to get the ball back. He's just run into a little bit of trouble there. Too much traffic for Kambobe to deal with it. There's Duruk. Nice touch. Nicely done. Gets to a 1-2. Beautifully done. Nice intricate passing here. Oh, it's going to be a goal kick. Yeah, he just tried to roll that. Came back off his foot. But the Tenguth player, former Tenguth player, of course, Libaske, bringing his A game to take on Esperance. Had a little spell playing in Spain for the under-19s team for Valence. Or Valencia, having played at Jambers and Diop back home in Senegal. Collected again on that left side. Need more movement, more urgency. Here is Ora, and it's said Ora. Nicely done, it's dealt with there by that man at Jelassi. Back to Duruk, over to Nangu. They go again with Chama. A little bit lucky there with Ora's ball going back to his teammate. Kante. Nangu. Kante gets it back. Not getting shoved off the ball, it's nicely done. It's collected by Kagoma. Kagoma, far post, does go over the top. Go back to go forward. Is Prosper. Oh, his control just letting him down. Still manages to keep possession. Oh, that's a little loss of possession there from Kante. They battle valiantly. And Simba get hold of possession once again. It's a little bit of a lame effort there by Shomari Kapombe to try and find a teammate. Needed to get it away from the goalkeeper. Wasn't a shot. But the 34-year-old from Muruguru, former Azam player, played also in France, played down in the south of France for Cannes for a season as well. National 1, I think they were playing in at that time. Esperance on the attack. Oh, he just couldn't drag that through, otherwise it would have been something else, and the ball goes back to the goalkeeper, Kasali. Quite frustrating it is. Kante. Oh, Prosper. It's getting clobbered there by Onushi. .25 caps playing for Tanzania. Kagoma, high ball over the top, picked up by Gay. Gay puts it on his left foot. Prosper goes racing for that. Nice touch there from Aniset Ura. Gets the ball back to Nangu. Into the midfield is Alassane Kante. Bit of space here. Oh, the through ball's fantastic. Can he get it across? That's in the back of the net, surely. Yes, it is. The header, the follow-up there from Kapombe. And Simba get their goal finally. After more than 3 hours of not getting themselves a goal, they've managed to do it. In fact, it's nearly 5 hours of football that they haven't got themselves a goal in Group D. But now Steve Barker's men can celebrate, and it comes from the captain, Shomari Kapombe. All things are possible. And the 34-year-old right back puts Simba ahead as they try and lift themselves off the bottom of this Group D table and give themselves a fighting chance of qualifying going into the final 2 matches from Group D. These fans are going ballistic. The big celebrations begin, and the drought is over, and it comes from the captain, Kapombe. Such an important goal, and you could just see the reaction in the stands. And what a time to score. 5 minutes before the end of the first half. Esperance It was a perfect ball to split the defence. We'll get to see the replay in a while, but excellent running off the ball, and I think that's basically how the goal came. Picked up by Prosper again, nicely done. Ball does come over to the left-hand side. If he can keep that in play, he has done. Anassed Oura of Côte d'Ivoire. He's going to get past his man. Tries to deal with Keita of Mauritania. Gets the last touch. It's going to be a goal kick. I think what you find here at the Benjamin Camper Stadium is the deafening sound. Fans just constantly making noise here, of course, and it's a big old stadium as well. Excellent party atmosphere, and the party will most definitely be coming here in 2027. I think what we've already seen with the Chan is that, you know, it's people of Tanzania and, of course, Kenya, Uganda, absolutely mad about football. It's such a blessing to have one of the biggest competitions in the world coming to these three countries in 2027. Having seen, of course, the and then Chan, of course, taking place last summer. Unuche. Gelasi. Down the line. Not a ball to feet. Little touch there. Communication breakdown. Lacking that accuracy that you expect. And Maher Kanzari. A look of concern. Knows that there's a lot of football to be played. But they also know that they've got to just tighten things up at the back. I understand and follow the movements of the players who are constantly darting behind defence and causing issues. Is the goal scorer Kapombe into the path of this man Gay. Gay protects, does really well to protect under pressure from Diakite, from Diarra, sorry. Nangu. Kapombe. And it's true that a win for Simba here today would most definitely add an extra layer of intrigue in Group D. Stade Malien on 8 points and Esperance on 5, and then Simba up to 3, of course. Luanda on 5 points, so it'll be 8-5-5-3. Long ball once again, this time to Prosper. Lovely fist touch. Oh, he just gets a little bit of contact from behind from Mohamed Ben Hamida. They'll get themselves a free kick. And again, you'll just see that I'm sure that Kapombe will be here to fire one of those free kicks over towards his teammates. Needs someone at the far post. Find that there's always a lot of space at the far post. Just ghosting and coasting in from the edge of the penalty box. The other side of the goalkeeper. Got to make cause all sorts of issues and force them to just think about where they're actually moving and whether or not they should take the risk of coming out. This time it's a safely taken free kick, and they're not even thinking about causing too much concern. Decent ball. There's another chance. Look at that goal, number 2 for Simba. Absolutely brilliant bravery of the highest level. And a diving header there. And what about that? Top quality. Yusufa Kagoma scores the second goal for Simba in 3 minutes. The 29-year-old in his second season here for Simba. And it was brilliantly done as well. very bravely went and threw himself at that ball that was back behind the defence in front of the goalkeeper, and Ben Said couldn't come to get there. And the diving header from Kagoma has put a little bit of pressure on Maher Kanzari now. Well, you talk about goals that they haven't managed to score. Well, here they are now. And now it's Yusufa Kagoma's chance. And he took it with aplomb. Well, what a finish to this first half. Confirmation. 6 minutes separating two goals, but both of them coming for Simba. Nangu sends it out of play, and we enter the 4 minutes of added time here in Dar es Salaam, where the coach promised goals, the coach promised points, and as it stands, Steve Bucker's players have delivered, catching out the Esperance defence, the high ball coming over, and the headers behind the defence. And they lacerated the defence with that wonderful through ball to set up the captain Kapombe for the opening goal. And now they trail by 2. And it's Ora coming back to defend, the former Aztec Mimosas player based in Abidjan. Also played for Stellenbosch, of course. And that's the reason why Steve Barker said, I'm going to bring him to Simba. A journeyman who's spent a bit of time playing across certain countries in Africa, but also in Europe. Header goes out of play. And frustration there for Diarra. Diakite, sorry, a Malian. Party atmosphere for Simba here in the Tanzanian capital. Gay. Kante's touch just not good enough. Oh, that's Onuche just being brought down there by Libas Gay. Throwing himself into the challenge. Just see how Ogbelu Onuche is, the Nigerian. Maher Kanzari ready to go into the changing rooms, preparing his how he's going to share his thoughts with his players, I imagine. I mean, what a first half this is for Simba. They went down 1-0 to Petra Luanda in the opening game. It was a 2-1 as a loss to Stade Malien in their second game. Esperance with the 1-0 victory, of course, in the last weekend. And a free kick And that's the end of the first half. We want it to end with an argument. Let's just have everything calm down. But Esperance frustrated here because Simba have provided us with some fantastic attacking football, some excellent running lines as well. And 2 goals, Shamari Kapombe, Yusufu Kagoma, 6 minutes before, in the final 6 minutes of the first half, it's Simba 2, Esperance the tune is nil. Now it's about the mind games and how he's going to apply his tactical prowess, Maher Kanzari, to get Esperance back into this. Sitting in second place on 5 points now. They find themselves with a little tricky scenario against Simba. They've got to overturn 2 goals or get themselves a point from this or a win. But they've got lots of work to do to bring down the Reds of Simbazi as we take a break. Back for the second half in a few moments' time. Now the highlights from the first half between Simba and Esperance, Group D match day 4 at the Benjamin Kappa Stadium for this Total Energies African Champions League clash. Well, great opportunity there for Diarra, but what about that for a save from Amadou Kassali? Just smothering the effort of the Burkina Faso player. Okay, I'm not... Welcome back to the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium here in Dar es Salaam. An interesting first half with Simba scoring goals. The Reds of Msimbazi getting themselves 2 goals in the final 6 minutes of the first half, coming from the captain Shomari Kapombe. And then, of course, we had a second from Yusufu Kagoma. And after a little bit of a goal-mouth scramble, and a second chance to try and find the back of the net, which he successfully managed to do. Shomari Kapombe getting that opening goal, and of course, so important for Simba. They don't have any points. They're at the bottom of Group D, and this is a lifeline. I'd say it's more than a lifeline. It's basically an umbilical cord if you want to take a little bit deeper, and Esperance find themselves now 2 goals down and looking to try and hit back. Maher Kanzari, I'm sure, has had strong words in the ears of his players, and as he tries to just rebuild for this second half. But they have to get themselves organised. They've got quality players on the bench. And I talked about Youssef Msakni, the Tunisian legend. And I think that's what we've got to understand, is that there is plenty of football to be played. There are quality players on the bench for Esperance. Now let's see some of the Maher Kanzari tactical skills that he's going to bring on to try and turn things around. And we've already got a substitution here. And as you can see, it is Diarra who's going to go off, and coming on to replace him is this man here, Boalia. And Kusela Boalia is a forward. Of course, we've got Jabri as well, and Sege as well as the confirmation. Right then, second half, here we go, here in Dar es Salaam. And a two-goal cushion here for Simba as they go in search of more goal-mouth action. But they will come up against an Esperance team who will be eager to hit back. I mean, they haven't won 4 of these big boys competitions for nothing. They definitely have lots of verve and swagger, and they definitely know how to play against the giants of Africa. We're talking about, you know, the other teams who've managed to win this Total Energies African Champions League, the likes of Al-Ali, Wydad and Mamelodi, Tipi Mazembe. And of course now we've got the emerging nations, clubs from different countries as well. And Pyramids FC putting themselves very much on the Champions League map with their first title last season. Picks up in the midfield. Well, nicely done. Sneaky play there from Kagoma. Ball comes out to the left-hand side. Like the way that they move the ball around. There's Esperance Chama of Zambia. Kibabage passing the ball around nicely, finding a little bit of space. Collected once again by Chama. This time it doesn't go to feet. And a long ball sent up. They've got to be careful. Whoa, that's dangerous. Oh, look at that for a bit of goalkeeping from Kasali. He gets clobbered as he comes out of his penalty box. A little bit of pressure there. Have to be a little bit more vigilant at the back. Especially when you got the likes of Diakite and now Boalia. Let's have a look at this again. A little bit of hesitation there from Kasali. Yeah, there he is. He falls underneath the ball, so that's already could be quite nice. And then he nearly sits on his head, basically. So you can understand that Diakite. It's quite comical. typical, isn't it? Look at him, he goes down. And then his right leg onto his head. This is the goal anyway. Let's have a look at this. Couldn't get his first chance in, that follows up with a header there. Kapombe. And that was the opening goal from the captain. Such an important effort, and that was the header into the path of Kagoma. And just look at that. It's a brilliant header coming from Esperance Chama of Zambia, and then just racing through and showing plenty of courage, because you're flying into the goalkeeper. Anything can happen there. Because, well, he's basically got the right of way, and he's can punch the ball and take out the player. It's been picked up here by Enisedora. Here we go with the Ivorian. And the ball will be back in the hands of Simba. Kusela Boalia playing with the number 7, who's just come on to replace Diarra from Algeria. And a JS Kabylie player, having signed for Esperance in August last year. 4 goals scored so far. Nice little run here from Jan Sass. Comes out to the right side. Keita can't get his ball back across. It's been knocked out there by a Simba player, but there's still a player down on the ground that the referee's going to come over and address as the team medics come on. There he is, the Algerian, 24 years of age. As I said, 4 goals so far. Came through the academy at JS Kabylie. Maher Kanzari, lots to think about here. Need to come out of the blocks quickly. Already 6 minutes in. There's quite a lot of concern about this injury. Looks like there was a bit of contact with the head. So as we saw Kibu Prosper just talking with Luke Solobadi, the South African referee. Well, that's the good news. Back up on his feet, which is fantastic. Look at that header there, just getting in front of the defender. And that was the header from Kagoma. Chama into the path of Kagoma. And it's not everybody who's going to throw himself into the ball in that way, but just look. He's obviously got a bit of Bit of a cut just around the eye, which is not great. But his goal came on the other side of the first half, so that was from an incident that just took place here now. So he seems to be okay. Just make sure that, you know, he can actually see properly. Five players joining Simba coming into this new season. You got Olivier Touré, central defender. Neil Maema coming from South Africa from the Mamelodi Sundowns, and Rasheen Daruk, of course. Then Alassane Kante. Sass out to the left side. Chance for a delivery coming into the penalty box, dealt with by Daruk. Been picked up just on the edge of the penalty box again. Esperance in a little bit of possession here. Nice little touch there. Can he get the decent ball across? It's been swatted away by the goalkeeper, Kasali, before it could get anywhere near anything, anybody dangerous, but excellent goalkeeping skills there. Alassane Kante turning up, and Naby Kamara as well. 5 new recruits for Simba. And of course, we saw Jean-Charles Ahoua, Fabrice Ngoma leaving, heading to Morocco with Jim Malone, Ayoub Lakred, Lionel Ateba. Floated ball over to Keita, Mauritanian international. Throw in for Jan Sass, but he leaves it for Keita. Jalassi. Ben Hamida gets the ball back over to the right side. Keita. Oh, that's nicely done. Nearly falls to Sass. So 18 goals and 57 appearances for Esperance. Love to get himself a goal out here today just to ignite a remontada. Sass doing well. That's a strong challenge. There will be a free kick. Just see the Boalia just getting tangled out in the midfield. Strong challenge from Kagoma. He's been in the wars. Let's have a look at this again. Yeah, he's definitely responsible. Just jabbing Boalia, the Algerian, in the back of the foot. But he's not in a great place. And it's surely time for Steve Barker to make a change. And if he's late for the challenge like that, you obviously know that it's not going to happen. Here is, we talked about Naby Kamara. Well, here he is, central defender. 3 caps for Guinea, for the 24-year-old. And a player who has played around Tunisia, of course, played for CS Sfaxien under-21s team, and then joining the senior squad, Al Wab in Qatar. Danger, oh, there's an attempt at a shot there coming from Keita. A bit of a communication breakdown. There were 2 players around the ball and he swiped at it, but didn't really connect in the way that he wanted to. And here he is. Naby Kamara coming on, the 24-year-old from Guinea. Kapombe, as cool as you like. Over on that far side, losing possession though is Boalia looking for the 1-2. The ball comes towards Sass, but Sass unable to get there first. It's blocked by the two players at the back. Nang working well. Kibabage doing well. There's a lovely flick. There's a chance. There's a great opportunity. Oh, he just couldn't get it past Gelasi. Otherwise, he'd have been in a golden position to try and do something there, Chama. He wanted to just thread it back over to the left-hand side, leaving Gelasi chasing shadows, and then maybe get the shot in on Ben Said. And it's Nangu's down. It looks like he's a little bit of a tackle there on the back of his ankle, which left a couple of holes in his sock at the back, as you can see a minute ago. So I'm wondering if there was contact with his head, Yusufu Kagoma, or is something that's at the other side of the, maybe a little bit of both potentially. A very brave header that he pulled off to score the second goal against Ben Said. Maybe he got a bit of a brush and a little bit of a contact to the eye, but afterwards, start of the second half, he went down again. So seems to be the case. So Nangu, a central defender. Anthony Maligo and David Kameta are the players and, who could potentially come on it. That's Ismail Toure that you actually saw getting warmed up and ready to come on it. He's actually a forward. So maybe they're going to put three players at the back and start to press forward a little bit more, but I wouldn't change anything. You've got a really good structure here, and I think that Steve Barker has done a brilliant job. Keita with some support. There's Jabali who's come on, Shihab Jabali. Looks like the change is going to happen now. Nangu goes off. And on comes Ismail Toure. Esperance with a corner. There's the delivery, headed away and dealt with by Ura. And instead, picked up at the back by Konate. Lovely little touch out wide. Boalia working his magic. There's the delivery coming over. It's taken well by the goalkeeper, Kasali. High ball safely snatched out of the air. Here's Daruk. Kapombe giving the ball away. You can't do that. That is just so easy. They'll pounce on it every time. What a mistake at the back. And Esperance have got themselves a goal where it shouldn't have been. It is so easy for a player of that caliber to find the back of the net. And what a mistake that is. I mean, come on. You don't make back passes like that when you've got a player who's going to just dance in and punish you. Diakite is deadly. And the Jolibar SC player pounces to make it 2-1. That was a freebie. That was just on offer. He scored in the 1-1 draw against Petro de Luanda. We know that he's dangerous. That was in the 89th minute. But that's a lifeline now for Esperance. But what a blunder at the back. Olivier Touré of Côte d'Ivoire. Diakite down on the ground. Another new recruit who's just signed for Simba on the 20th of January. It's about 12 days that he's been with the team. Goalkeeper coming out this time, Kasali. Touré, another Stellenbosch player who was obviously got some admiration from Steve Barker, the head coach of Simba, the former Stellenbosch coach for 9 seasons. Looks like Diakite getting a little bit of help back up onto his feet. Well, the Malian looks like he's going to make way. Florian Sticky, potentially. Simba on the attack. Nice touch. There's Sass, the Brazilian, just sending the ball forward once again. Unable to get anywhere near that. Diakite back on his feet. Well done by Touré. Collected in the midfield by Chama. Here he is once again, the Zambian. From Mansa in Zambia. Nice touch there from Ura, down the pass down to the left-hand side. Gets the ball back. Chama. There's Nabi trying to find the front men, but it's been picked up on the left-hand side. This is where they're dangerous. This is where they can move forward. Nice work from Boalia. Boalia tries to get the ball across, but dealt with here by Touré. He's given the ball back to Boalia. There's the back pass. This time it's a better one, and it's cleared comfortably by Kasali. Oh, wow. It's going to be a yellow card for Prosper. Kibu Prosper, the Tanzanian international with his 25 caps, just getting snags there at the back. Diakite finally makes way. And there's Daniel coming on. And Youssef Sekni will come on for Takar. And he'll take over the captaincy as well from Mohamed Ben Hamida. The experience of Masakni will definitely help them in this final quarter. Nice work. Oh, the little back flick. That's the attempt to try and chip the ball over there from Masakni. He scored a few goals like that in the past, of course, but sometimes you've just got to literally unleash that shot. 35 years of age now. But how about this 104 caps playing for the Eagles of Carthage, 23 goals scored. Missed out on the last edition of the Africa Cup of Nations, didn't get picked. But coming back to Esperance de Tunis, having played for the 5 or 6 years in Qatar, playing for Al Arabi, Al Duhail, and back and forth between those two clubs. After a spell also in Belgium playing for Eupen. Danger lurking, but that's well dealt with there by Toure. Little back flick there. I said, unable to deal with that. It's Keita. Sakni. Over to Sass. Good use of the pitch. Going through the middle. Little back heel there. That's nicely done. Chance here. Jabali getting involved with Konate. Jabali calling for the ball. There he gets the ball. Bawalia down the right side. Esperance looking a little bit more comfortable. Puts it on his left foot. No, doesn't decide to go for the shot. Now looking for a pass. Oh, the little back flick. If you can get there first, maybe you get a shot in. Well, it's not a rifled effort, was it, with that left foot of his? I think he knows that he could have done better than that. It was directly struck at the goalkeeper, Kasali, but I think he was feeling that there was a shadow behind him, and maybe he got a little bit spooked. Fact is that it was quite tame. Picked up by Chama. A bit of support coming away. Diruk, Toure. Kante does well to get the ball out to Kibabage. And it's Ura. Decent delivery. Oh, there's a chance there for Kibu Prosper. Just didn't quite hang in the air and get any power behind his header because he couldn't get on the end of it. They needed to get height and then contact. Two things that were missing there. It's nearly a good through ball through the middle from Ora. Comes back to Toure. No foul. Picked up by Alassane Kante, Senegal. Prosper picks it up. Not many players in the penalty box, not many players moving around. It's Kibabage, Nixon Kibabage. A shot coming, Kante. Whoa, he just got blocks there, but the referee says no, there's nothing. Nixon Kibabage unable to get himself past his man. Esperance on the attack. Sakni Sakni gets hauled down. There's a bit of contact there, and it's going to be a yellow card for Kante. Maybe a shirt pull or something like that, but the fact is that Sakni goes down. The experience that he has going forward. And Kante will go off now. Well, Prosper going off. Limu coming on as well. As Kante put in a very good shift. Lots of changes, lots of opportunities here. Fresh legs. They've got to deal with this first. Casali will need to come to the rescue. They've got players fully capable of sending that ball towards the goal. There's the shot. It gets blocked. Flies back to Kanate. Banzu doing well. Keita. Sakni trying to get on the end of it, dealt with by Duruk. Here's Anisedura. Good ball up the line. Trying to get hold of it, does well physically to deal with that. Now it's all opening up. The ball comes over to the left-hand side. Nicely done. Chama picks it up. Chama right into the penalty box. Little back flick. That's brilliant. Oh, my word. That is so close. And an excellent piece of play that nearly ended with a fabulous finish. And brilliant work there for Steve Barker's team. So close. With the shot going wide. And Simba would have loved to have scored a third goal on that occasion. As it stands, Kapombe, Kagoma's goals, and then Diakite. That was the effort, not far off the target. Good work in the midfield. Sakni gets the ball out wide to Bowalia. Bowalia, if he can get it back across, that's a little bit overcooked. And good work from the Ivorian. Anisedura coming back to defend. But Esperance pick it up. 13 minutes left to play. Sakni forced to get the ball back to Jelassi. Jelassi. Ora does well. That's nicely worked. And a surging run here. It's too fast and furious for Mwemelu. Abdallah Mwalimu. Again, they need to close him down. Msakni is a great effort. Look at that score from Bawalia. What a goal. He put it on that left foot and wrapped it round it, and it goes into the corner. That is top quality stuff from Kusela Bawalia. An equaliser that came from nothing, found a little bit of space, but the Algerian and the former JSK player scoring what is a sublime effort here in Dar es Salaam. And it's shaken up Simba in a big way. They already gave a goal to Diakite with a back pass. It was awful. Now you can see that Bawalia's goal. Let's just have a look at this again. You can see that Msakni doing really well. Gets the ball back. And look at that. He's already got himself away from his marker, Kibabage. A little bit of space. And then just look at this. Around Toure and into the corner to beat Mamadou Kasali. It doesn't get better than that. Well, I'm sure that Youssef Belaili will be watching that back home as he recovers from his cruciate ligament injury, of course, to say, yeah, that's the way to do it. I've scored a few like that in my time. And there you have it. The Algerian substitute comes on and scores an equaliser as we're all square here now. Heading in towards the last 10 minutes. Will there be another twist in the scenario? Chama. Toure. Back to Rashid Darouk. Picked up on the right side. Dispossessed. Into the middle it goes. Here's Jan Sass. Over to the left-hand side. Unable to keep that ball in play. Laifi. The goal scorer. That's not very nice what he's doing, Boualia. Well, there's Maher Kanzari. Passing on the information. Steve Barker will obviously be asking themselves questions. That one goal, that wasn't the ideal scenario, was it really? The pass back that was pounced on by Diakite. You can't give free goals like that. It's just so easy. And all of a sudden, you can just see there's a little lull in confidence and enthusiasm following that second goal. But it should be 2-1. That first goal shouldn't have happened for Esperance. Mistakes like that, they'll be exploited every time. Taken quickly, Kibabage. Kibabage's not going to get past Keita. Keita's very strong, very fast as well. Oh, Drag coming on to replace Jan Sass. And the former Wellington Phoenix Rizesport player going off. Striker coming on. Hamid Bakir, of course, you might played right across Germany, of course, with dual nationality at Freiburg and Paderborn, and then he went to play for Olympiacos Nottingham Forest for a spell as well, and FC Bâle. Braunschweig, there's the delivery coming in, dealt with by Jalassi. Oh, it does well to get the ball back. There's the high ball coming over the top. There's danger. Daniel's a big guy. That's just a throw in. He wants to collect that as soon as possible. But the Dragon not ready to move that quickly. And of course, Esperance now, they find themselves with 6 points. So they'll be in a second position going into match day 5 if it stays like this. And it will mean that Simba can still qualify, but it will be very complicated. Nice work, nice intricate passing. That's going to be a free kick. Now this is where they want to be, Simba, if they want to get themselves a goal. Good work from Shomari Kapombe, the captain. Jabali's challenge, very clumsy. Ben Said, the 33-year-old from Gabes, the former US Monastir player. 21 caps for Tunisia. Now it's his time to stand up and try and stop this. Simba looking for that goal. That goal that would again send this stadium into raptures. There's the delivery. Well, it's been met by Ben Hamida. Danger hasn't been cleared just yet. Finally it has. Plenty of Esperance players on the attack. Boalia. That's a good ball over the top. Goalkeeper needs to come out. It's a little bit of contact. So what's the referee going to say? It's an offside call going against Msachni. Taken quickly. Forget the complaints. Move on. The referee and the linesman were communicating well. Ball comes out to the Ivorian Asedura. Through the middle. Nicely done. And a good little touch there. That's better. Abraham gets a shot over the top. Well, it's not far off. He was trying to kind of get the crossover to the far post. Two players queuing up, but Abraham unable to get a shot in on target or get what it may have been a cross with that left foot of his. But in the meantime, Jalassi goes down with cramp. Two minutes left to play. The Esperance supporters making more noise than the Simba fans here, despite being outnumbered probably about 100 to 1. Toure. Lovely little touch, that's nicely done. Abraham gets the ball out to the right-hand side. Driven up there to Mwawiyulu. Picks it up, waiting for a little bit of support. Has it coming forward there by Nabi. Nabi gets the ball back. Options to his right. Kibabage. High ball over the top. Nice control. And I said, excellent ball, but there's no one there to get in between behind the defence in front of the goalkeeper. And so Ben Said makes it safe for the back. Last minute. Good result for Esperance. Not a good result for Simba. Machine Duruk. To the right side they go. Long through ball, not bad at all. There's the touch and a chance to try and get a shot in there, but Mpanzu gets thwarted at the back. Strong defensive work. No one at the far post. Need someone coming up. You can see that Kibabage could be the man. Could he be a hero? There's the delivery that's straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. Bashir Ben Said would say, that's exactly where I wanted it. Now, how many minutes of add time? 5 minutes to be played before the referee brings an end to this Group D encounter here at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium in Dar es Salaam. Grisela Boalia will not get up very quickly. The kick to the ankle. Well, there, Duruk going down. And Daniel as well. The players back up on their feet. 3.5, 3:45, 3:40 left to play here. Abraham and a little bit of contacts there. Oh, still with a chance. Keeps the ball at his feet. Kibabage. Nicely done. It's been set up. Goes for the shot, maybe. Oh, it's been set up with the left foot. Just gets blocked. It's great work to just get rid of a player. Dano. Got great acceleration. Still going. Oh, he just gets knocked down. It's a penalty. It's a penalty for Esperance. That's the call from the referee. And there's a hands up in the air moment for Nabi Camara, who claims that he got fouled, but that was great work from Daniel. Used his strength, protecting the ball, cut into the penalty box, and then he goes down under the pressure from the challenge from Nabi Camara, the Guinean midfielder. And it'll give them a chance to score the winning goal. Yeah, I mean, it's the right call, isn't it? Maybe Camara's legs either side of Danio as he moved into the penalty box, didn't touch the ball, made contact. What a blow for Simba. What a blow. Hamza Jalassi. will take responsibility, the veteran. 7-capped Tunisian international, 34 years of age, up against Mamadou Kassali. 3 points would send them level with Stade Malien at the top of Group D. With just a minute left to play here in Dar es Salaam. He hits it hard. Jelassi hits it high as well. And Simba let off the hook. They move the ball quickly. Last chance saloon. Can they get a winning goal here? Simba on the attack down the right-hand side. A little bit of extra support. There's the overlap. Nicely done, picking it up. There's Abraham. And De Ruyck, a little toe poke to Kibabage. Over the top it goes. And a chance for them to try and win possession in the penalty box. It's going to be a corner. Last minute, a little bit of drama. Well, what about that for a penalty that was smashed high into the stands, away from the goal by Hamza Jelassi. It was in their grasp. Could have come back from 2-0 down to win 3-2. There's a chance it's at the front post, but it's headed away. Got to get their shot in. Abraham gets fouled, free kick. And this is probably going to be the last play of the game before Luxolo Badi blows the final whistle. And they'll be queuing up to try and connect. Esperance Chama standing on this. Abraham as well. 7 players that have to try and get on the end. What's going to happen? Chama. Oh, that's anti-climax and the frustration of the South African centre-back as he punches the ground. That was there for the taking. Hamza Jelassi. Let's have a look at this again. Oh, it's not far off, is it? But it's not on target. Yeah, everything was wide open. Castelli had gone the other way as well. This is surely going to be the last play. And there it is, the final whistle. And Esperance have hauled themselves back into this to get a point against Simba, who've thrown away 3 points. A back pass that just allowed Diakite to score a second goal, first goal after before Boualia's beautiful second shot that found the back of the net. 2-2, the final score here in Dar es Salaam. And the Reds of Simbazi, they get their first point in 4 matches played in Group D, but it's surely not going to be enough to help them qualify for the quarterfinals. Esperance move a point. Well, they grab an extra point here. They got 6 points. Could have been 8. And they're second now behind Stade Malien and just a point above Petro Luanda. Setting things up for a dramatic final 2 rounds of football in this Total Energies African Champions League Group D. And some riveting football coming your way as well, because Stade Malien will be taking on Esperance de Tunis at the 26th of March Stadium in Bamako next weekend. Petro Luanda take on Simba at the Estadio, 11th of November in Luanda. The fans will take a lot from this, because 2-0 down at the break and then afterwards getting 2 goals in the second half. And the blood and gold breathe a sigh of relief. Steve Barker is not smiling. He knows that that was a game that they should have won. And there we have it, Petro Luanda playing a goalless draw with Stade Malien yesterday. And Simba now playing out that 2-2 draw with Esperance. Stade Malien in the driving seat and looking very good in terms of qualification. 2 more matches to play, of course, but Simba, well, they can only try and finish in 2nd position in Group D, so I think that they know that their hopes have slipped away after they conceded that 2nd goal. But Esperance Chama is 6 points, Petra Luanda 3rd, and all to play for those 2 top places in Group D to take you through to the knockout stages. Petra Luanda, Simba. Next Saturday with Stade Mali and Esperance on Sunday at 4 p.m. GMT. Some entertainment of the highest order coming your way wherever you're watching this around the world. But excitement guaranteed for this Total Energies CAF Champions League competition as it just increases in intensity. Extra layers of drama, unscripted drama taking place once again, as we saw here in Dar es Salaam. All square between Simba and Esperance here today. Thanks very much for watching.